Hey, it's John. 28 to make. We're at day 20 now. Yesterday's challenge was notes into the wild. So that's what we're doing today. Today, a little more exciting. We're going to take a look at the brand new Canon EOS A TD. Now, this particular model here is a pre-production A TD, and part of the non-disclosure agreement I've got signed with Canon is if I encounter anyone out here, I am not to say I've got the new Canon EOS A TD. Let's take it for a test drive, see how it performs. Now, the thing about this new EOS A TD is that it's just as good as any of the previous Canon cameras. It always feels good in the hand. It feels like a camera. It feels like you're supposed to take pictures with this. I know what you're thinking. Whoa, John, careful now. There might be some copyright infringement, 007 thing going on. I run into that all the time. The resemblance between Daniel Craig and I are uncanny, believe me. And perhaps it's just a coincidence that my word out into the wild is Bond. It has nothing to do with 007. It's a piece of tape. It's adhering. It's bonding. It's nothing to do with 007. We're okay. One of the bonuses about the new EOS A TD is they're kind of following in the footsteps of what Fujifilm and Olympus are doing with the retro thing. And I gotta say, this EOS A TD is really feeling retro, beckoning back to just over a decade. This thing feels incredibly like the 20D that was released 11 years ago. It's not the A TD. It's a 20D. It's not the A TD. So this past week, while it's been winter here in West Michigan, my Facebook feed has been filled with people from around the southern United States saying, "Hey, it's sunny and 75 here. Sunny and 35 here. I'm loving it." What does this mean? Sunny 75. I'll tell you about it. It's my new underground radio station. It's called Rockin the Hood, sunny 75.5 FM. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wait a minute, John. The FM radio dial starts at 88.1, not 75.5. It's because you have to do the metric conversion. It's a Canadian thing. One thing that Canon really likes to do with us old school Canon users that have been shooting Canon for ages, they like to change things up, maybe make us use a new battery or move a button here and there. I mean, when you're using a camera for a few years, you don't want to have to find out where to change an important setting. So Canon is at least remaining consistent. The shutter button, the trigger, is still where it's always been, so that hasn't changed. And another nice new change that they've done with the new EOS A TD is it does have a new battery. However, it is backwards compatible with the previous battery. I imagine you'll probably get 50 frames, 50 pictures taken with the old battery compared to the new battery. If you're a Sony camera user, you're used to getting about 50 shots per battery. So get the new EOS A TD, use the old batteries, and you'll be able to ramp into the Canon system gradually. I'd say the biggest improvement of the EOS A TD compared to the 20D from over a decade ago is the frames per second. We have made a whopping jump from 5 frames per second to 7 frames per second. That is better than a 20% increase. So now we can really get accuracy with the toss-up selfie. So overall, my impressions of the new EOS A TD, well, it's got a nice combination of retro and new. So if you're thinking about upgrading from the 20D to the A TD, maybe now's a good time to do it. If you're thinking of switching from Sony to Canon, I always recommend that. It's a 20D, not an A TD, guys. People have been asking me all day. There you have it. 28 to make. It's day 20. We'll see you next time.